Hey everyone, welcome to my little walkthrough through my favorite plugin for basically any linking you could ever do. This is Link Whisper. So it's kind of a newer thing that I don't think most people fully understand the capabilities of. So I wanted to give you a walkthrough of like exactly why I love it. We're going to go through on my niche site about Ottawa. This is a newer site, so I will say there's about 20 posts. There's not a ton of Google traffic yet to pull from, so it's a slightly limited view of this plugin, but we're going to go for it and walk you through it. So basically, this is the back end of Link Whisper. The main reports page, we can start there. This basically is your dashboard. So here we can see your most linked to domains, link stats, which includes like types of links found, all the internal links. On all my other sites, I'll be honest, the internal is much, much bigger than the external. Just this is a new site, and I've done a lot of roundup posts to begin with a lot of hiking links to Google Maps and Google Businesses, which is what that is. But here as well, you can find all your broken links. You can find 404 error pages. You can find orphaned posts. These are posts that don't have any links to them, which is a no-no for Google. I will say take it with a grain of salt. It only picks up on links inside of posts and pages. So it can't pick up on like the links in your menu and stuff just based on the way that we're going to configure the settings. So for me, these three are my about page, my contact me page, and my privacy policy. And these are linked on every page in my menu and in my footer for my privacy policy. It just doesn't pick up on that. I know that, so grain of salt doesn't matter. I will say with the broken links and the error report, it's not a perfect system. I prefer to use the free brokenlinkchecker.org just because when it's inside of your site, sometimes it mixes up drafts and other things. And every broken link checker I've ever used does that if it's a plugin. And the 404 errors, sometimes it overruns itself and it'll time out your own system doing it. So if you get a ton of 404 errors, if they're all internal, it's usually because it's overdone itself. And that's totally fine. Just like I really don't focus on that bit of it. But now let's get to like the reason you want to get this plugin. So internal linking is super important for your site. It's one of the ways that I doubled my DA from 14 to 28 in just 3 months. I did some external linking, but honestly, they weren't very powerful external links. The internal linking is really where I boosted my site. So let's do a quick like kind of walkthrough of what we can do with that. So we're going to go to some of my posts. I just want to pull up one that like here, this one's pretty general. And again, newer site, not a ton of linking opportunities. My other site has way more, honestly. So basically, this is the back end of this individual post. Here I'm looking at 60 epic things to do in Ottawa in summer. This is one post on my site. So I'm basically in here and I'm able to add links to this post from other posts on my site. So this would be destination B on that link journey. A would be any of these other sites listed over here, or pages, pardon me. If your site is like a lifestyle blog or you have a bunch of different niches, or like me, you set up a site before you knew anything about SEO and had made a complete mess of things, you can add link suggestions based on the category here. It will only show you the category the post is in. So if the post is in like 4 categories, it'll show 4 and then you can close them out. For me, this one only has 1. Then down here, or sorry, before I get down there, you can also search by keywords. So if you don't like the keywords it's pulling, maybe I just want to search the word summer, and I can search my entire site for the term summer. And then if this isn't the best way to link, I will say that immediately you'd want more than just like a word summer, but I could in theory then link to every time it says summer. And then you just have to check over here manually to make that choice. The good thing is you can double check everything. And maybe I want hot summer day. I'm literally just clicking on the word hot and then the word day. And then that expanded it. If I want to go back, hit this little circle and I undo my changes. Maybe I want to amend it and do hot summer day in Ottawa. I could then save it. I'm not going to. I don't want to change it. But then that would change into the original post. It does all of this with no extra heavy coding or anything. Very simple HTML. When you do the link, a simple Ahrefs link. But when you do those changes, it's a TXT change. If you go in, you will see no additional coding. I've double checked. I did some coding in my past, so I know how to actually check properly. There's no extra code hit. And the good thing too is that then if you decide you don't like Link Whisper in a year, whatever, I don't know why you wouldn't. I adore it. But you could delete it and you're not like stuck with it. It wouldn't undo any of the links that it left behind. So that's great. So if I want to get rid of that, we're just going to search again without it. And then as well, here I can edit my target keywords. So this is like the keywords that it's pulling up on. I'm going to walk you through those in a minute. Down here, this filter suggestion by keyword. I can filter the suggestions by keyword, but not my whole site. So here, basically, I can look at different opportunities to link. For me, it's a bit confusing because my site is called Ottawa Things to Do. There's things to do in Ottawa in summer, things to do in Ottawa, things to do in Ottawa in winter. So I had to be a bit more careful about how I'm doing these. But essentially, I can pick one that I want to link to, add in my link wherever, like pick maybe I want to do more things to do in Ottawa. I would click that, scroll down, click add links. It'll refresh the page. That link will be added in. That's all you had to do. And when you first do this, so these posts have been published this one's been published for about a month now. So I did this immediately and literally takes 2 seconds, which is great. And that helps get things ranking faster. So that's really important. But with this as well, I'm not then having to manually do this by going onto Google, Googling my site name, and then in quotes, whatever I want the keyword to be. For example, things to do in Ottawa in summer, end quotes. The problem is that only pulls up the exact phrase. It also doesn't pull up anything related. It doesn't really let me have any options, or I have to manually go in and add it and then maybe edit things. It's a lot of work. I initially planned to do an internal link audit of my old site. It had 200 posts. And when I started it 4 years before I did the audit, I just willy-nilly did everything. So basically I would have if I had seen summer, I would have linked to anything about a beach, regardless of its relevance. So that really threw off my site. I downloaded Link Whisper. What I thought would take me a month took me about 4 hours. That was it. That's all it took. So now another cool feature is if I go into my posts, let's just do the restaurants one. Click edit. Sometimes, Loom slows down my computer, so it takes me a minute to load it. Scroll. This is a long post, sorry guys. Okay, so down here, we've got the Link Whisper plugin in this post. So let's talk about these keywords, the target keywords. It's going to pull these from Rank Math. So in Rank Math, I only have the one keyword over here, but it would pull as many as you have. The free Rank Math allows 3. I have Pro, so I can put as many as I want. For this one, there were a number of variations, but I dealt with that outside of this. And I really didn't want to pick up on tons of them. Then it has page content keywords. So it picks up on my slug, which is this keyword here. It also picks up on the title. And then I can add custom keywords. If this post isn't ranking yet, if it had Google Search Console data, it would also have Google Search Console here and pull up every keyword I rank for in Google Search Console, which also is really helpful for long-term organic internal linking, because maybe the page ranks for something I didn't really think of, like maybe best Ottawa patios, and maybe I thought I needed to write another post about it. But if I don't, I could just do that internal linking, boost that keyword's rank on my own site with that anchor text. Easy peasy, done. You can also then add those custom keywords in case maybe if you only have the free version of Rank Math or you have Yoast that only allows 1, you can add in a bunch of extra keywords that way. Here again, we can change it the category if we want to. You would then need to regenerate the suggestions. And then here we can find all sorts of opportunities from within this post to link to other posts on our site. So this is great because it means that you're continuously linking to older posts on your site to boost them and then create that roadmap of internal link juice. And so where that old method really falls short is that to redo this for every post, you have to do it every single time over and over again. And as you go, you forget how many posts you have, you forget all of them. So this is really helpful. And again, I've already done most of this, but maybe I want hidden gem for brunch in Ottawa. I could do that, click my little check mark, and then I can add that link at the bottom. I can also still edit the sentence. If there are multiples, I can even select maybe I want apple picking instead of Christmas lights. Oddly, I do mention dumplings in both of those posts. I really like dumplings, guys. But Yeah, so this is basically the way that you can find opportunities to link to different things on your site. And it generates these suggestions based on the target keywords of the other post. And sometimes I will say they're like completely out there, like maybe because this one is local in like the title, it'll start trying to link to like local from other posts to it. Maybe like because this one has like, I don't know, 2022, it'll try to link to any 2022. These things sometimes happen. It's not a perfect system, but that's the great thing about doing it manually is you can adjust them. You can see it every time. Only takes like a minute to do those changes, so super quick. Now I want to show you some other cool features. I like the auto linking feature. I don't have it set up on this site because again, like there's a lot of variations of like a similar keyword, but essentially here you can choose a keyword that you want every time it shows up that you could add a link. So maybe I want it to be like if you have like a post about the best hiking boots or something, and you really want to get that affiliate juice, you can add that keyword in here, link to that post, and it will automatically link anytime that comes up on your post. You can decide if it only links one time per post or multiple times. You can check if the post already has the link. You can like typically like there's a one link per sentence rule, which I really appreciate. So you're not having like 20 links in the same sentence. You can double check them. You can decide like basically if you want to put this above other link options, especially if you have a maximum number of links. All sorts of cool things here. Then we have the URL changer, which is a free redirection option. So if you delete posts and you change the URL, you want to set up a redirect so there isn't a 404 page. And then what I really like is in the settings, because you can change literally everything here. So you can completely customize it to your needs. So for example, you basically always want external links to open in a new tab. If you were like a photography site, you might want to link to media. If you have Google Web Stories, you will want to link to them as well. And you can decide if maybe there's categories that you don't actually want linked to and things like that. You can decide the maximum number of links per post, both inbound and outbound. This is good, especially if you have like really short posts on your site. My posts range from like 1,000 to 12,000 words. I don't set a limit because it would hinder me. So I do this more manually, but like if your posts are pretty consistent, it's good to set a number here. We do not want to add destination post title. That will add more code. And then we can like ignore some content. So maybe like if I really cared enough, I could put in that about page, the privacy policy, and my contact page. From the advanced setting, I can mark certain domains as sponsored, which is really good. Like you can just scroll through all of this and you'll find some really interesting things that you can add that are like really easy. And so here you can like connect to Google Search Console. I haven't yet for this site just because like it doesn't have enough data yet. But once I do, it'll pull all those keywords. Right now, the problem is that I'm ranking for like nonsense keywords because it's so new in some areas, and then some really good keywords, but they're exactly my keyword anyway. So I'm just leaving it for now. But on my main site, I do this, and it's one of my favorite features. It's so cool. And then when you download Link Whisper, you have to input your license key. This is where you put it. I will say Link Whisper is not the kind of plugin where you get like a license key and then you get unlimited sites. You do have to buy either like packages. They sell them in like 1, 3, or 10. I have a 3 license at the moment, and then actually a couple spare licenses. I probably should bundle them into the 10, but which is good actually thinking on my part. But basically, you would just add them in here, connect them in your system, and then you can easily do this. So I do this on this site, even though there's only about, I believe there's 20 posts now. Is that right? Double check. Yeah, there's 20 exactly. There we go. There's 20 posts on this site. It's about 2-month-old site at this point. So typically I would wait till my site had more than that, but I knew the power of Link Whisper. I knew that like I am super forgetful and it's helped me so much on my other sites that I was like, no, I'm gonna upgrade to that extra license, get it for this site, use it. It's already paid off for me. My DA is 4. This is a 2-month-old site. That's pretty great. I think I've built like 2 backlinks to it. So that's been awesome. And yeah, I really recommend it. It's about $70 a year. Super easy to use, super easy to install, and they are the nicest people. They're super easy to work with. So the guy that created it is actually like the founder of Niche Pursuits, which is a really big time. If you don't listen to the podcast, you should listen to that SEO podcast. But so he gets SEO. So he made this to work for us. And that's what I love about it. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.